Creepshow. I would love to get a special edition of this movie, but there isn't one in the US, but I'm pretty sure there is one in the UK, so I'd like to pick that up. Desecration. Now this movie's out of print. The last time I checked, it was only $25, but before that it was $50, so the price goes up and down. But look at the cover. It's really bizarre. I always had an interest in religion. I used to do a lot of debates in high school, always taking the atheist position, of course. So I had to pick this up. I picked this up a long time ago, and this is a really bizarre Catholic horror film. There's this whole subgenre people consider Catholic horror films, and nunsploitation would fall into that category. Check this out, it's really cool. The Changeling. I think I got this in a DVD lot a long time ago. Twitch of the Death Nerve. So I guess I have two of these movies now. One, Bay of Blood, which is in that box set, the Bava box set, and now this one. Here we have Dragon Entertainment's imports of Night of the Intruder, or in the US we just call it Intruder. It has some outtakes of gore footage, and it has two of Scott Spiegel's short films. One is called Toro Toro Toro, and the other one is called The Helping Hand, which is the hamburger helper hand, and he goes crazy. This is a cool little set to have. I spent maybe $25-30 on this at the time. Street trash. All my friends hated this movie. I saw a screening of this movie with the producer. It screened not too far from me. I loved the movie. I saw it in 35mm, and it looked beautiful. I thought it was fun, weird, New York City movie. It's alive. 3 movies in one shot. Just the way I like it. Halloween 3. This is on a budget DVD. Good times. So as you can imagine, the print's probably not very good. Happy birthday to me. A bare bones DVD with horrible artwork and an alternate score. Pissed off a lot of people. Wolf Creek, a horrible Australian horror movie. Really, really bad. There's one scene where they're looking up at the stars, and it's quite obvious that they just inserted a still photo of stars when they were editing the movie. It just looks horrible. When I was in theaters, me and my friend just started laughing at how ridiculous and how dumb this movie is. Cant Blood Trilogy. I'm not for new movies, nor am I for new shot-on-video movies, but this was really cheap, maybe like $5, and I was getting 3 movies for like $5. I said, you know what, why not get it? As you can see, I'm not too thrilled about watching these kind of movies, but it was so cheap that I picked it up. Tourist Trap. This is a really cool movie. I really like this movie. It's fun. It kept my attention. The Killer Must Kill Again. Isn't that a cool title? But I have not watched it, and I've had this movie for about a year or two. I gotta get started on watching these movies. Blood and Black Lace. It's some cool cover art, right? The name is pretty cool. The movie's kind of old, though. It has a bunch of special features with interviews and commentary. Now here I have 2 cuts of the same movie. 99 Women. First, I've ordered these at the same time, but what happened was this one was out of stock, the X-rated version, so they sent this to me like a month or 2 later. But I got this one first, and I watched it, and it was actually not that bad a movie. I don't know what really to say about it. I totally forgot I had the X-rated version, so I never even opened it up to watch it. 2 movies for the price of 1. Haven't watched them yet, haven't opened them up. Well, I've seen Scream Bloody Murder. I saw that on a VHS years ago from Blockbuster. But that's it. Another double feature here. It's The Last Slumber Party and Terror at 10 Killer. 2 atrocious movies for the price of 1. Both of these movies are horrendous. The Last Slumber Party is a little easier to watch, but I don't know. I probably will never watch those 2 again. When a Stranger Calls. Not to be confused with the new remake, which is horrible, which came out a few years ago. This was a pretty cool movie. Good suspense flick. Ichi the Killer. I'm not for Japanese horror. Well, I would not even consider this horror, but I watched it and I just did not like it. I don't like this kind of humor. It's just stupid. It just doesn't work for me, not my taste. SS Camp Women's Hell. Like I said, I have a morbid fascination with weird stuff, which includes Nazism. And this is a really boring flick. Of course, they try to lengthen the movie with old World War II footage, or World War II footage from other war movies that were made in Europe at the time. This is just a really boring movie. Here's another one, SS Experiment, Love Camp. Have not watched this one yet, but I'm sure it's not as good as SS Hell Camp. Can't be. French Sex Murders. I opened it, but I'm pretty sure I did not watch this one. The Gate, a childhood favorite of mine. The first horror movie I remember watching. Last House on the Left. This is the original. Now there's like another special edition of this. Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals. Has all the classic elements of a cannibal movie with some extra sex scenes in it, so check it out. It's not too bad. Mansion of the Living Dead. Haven't watched it. Flesh-Eating Mothers. I did watch this, and I don't know. It just didn't work out for me. Here I have an unofficial remake of Cannibal Holocaust. Here, the actual name of the movie is called Mondo Cannibal, but for distributing purposes, which Japan or Europe love to do, is associate the movie with the original just so they can make money off the title. And here it's called Cannibal Holocaust, The Beginning. I don't know why it says Cannibal Holocaust, The Beginning, except that they were probably trying to make money off of the trend, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Beginning, stuff like that. This is actually a pretty good movie. It's a fun movie. There's only one fatal flaw in this movie, and that's the editing. I don't know who they hired to edit this movie, but it seems like a high school student edited it. But the shots seem pretty good. My dear killer, isn't that some cool art right there? With that drill and that girl screaming? I've not seen it. I should check it out, right? Axe. This movie's kind of short. I remember that much. I don't remember too much about it. Hobbs End. This I got from a lot. I think it sells on Amazon for like $1. This is a really lame movie. Look at that cool artwork. Isn't that really cool? I don't think there is one drop of blood in the movie, and if there is, definitely not as much as the footsteps on the ground here. Cant Blood. This is just the single disc. I did not buy this. My aunt gave it to me. It actually includes the 3D version, but you need those special glasses that cost like $200. The Prowler. This is a great slasher film. I picked this up from Suncoast the second I saw it. I just had to have it. The special effects in this movie are just fun and great. The movie is slow. The only reason to watch this movie is for the special effects. Man from Deep River. Some would argue this to be the first cannibal movie. It's a slow movie. I wasn't entertained by it too much. It's worth watching if you like Italian cannibal or jungle movies. Inferno. I don't have to talk too much about that movie. All you guys know that one. The Strange Vice of Miss Ward, if I'm saying that right. Have not seen it. I can't tell you too much about it. The Initiation and Mountaintop Motel Massacre. The Initiation I watched, I remember it took place in a shopping mall. They were doing an initiation for like a sorority or something, and people started getting killed off one by one. Ive Living Dead, this was the first special edition of this movie. Like I said, I have a bunch of different special editions of Ive Living Dead, and this is another one of them, which has a bunch of special features, including a commentary track by George Romero. Ive Living Dead again, this one, the colorized version. And this has a audio commentary by Mike Nelson of Mystery Science Theater. He was not funny in the commentary track. I didn't think he was funny. Night of the Living Dead, the remake. I thought it was a decent remake. Also, Fraulein SS. Nazi Exploitation. Night of the Demons. This is a fun 80s horror film. Check it out. Delirium. I believe there's a couple cuts of this movie. I think there's 2 cuts of the movie on this disc. Yes, international version. Video Violence. This is a nice set for the special features. And the print isn't too bad. But a thing that pissed me off, because I am a purist, I hate when they take a classic movie and they go back and they try to touch it up for DVD. And what they did was they redid the titles, you know, the credits and stuff in the movie. I rather see the movie as it was intended to be seen back the 80s when it was released to VHS. That's the print everyone fell in love with. Why do you got to go back and redo all the titles and stuff? It just didn't work for me. I was not happy about that. But here you got both movies, Video Violence 1 and 2, on one disc, and it has a commentary. Each one has a commentary by the director, and probably some interviews and stuff on here too. The Forest by Code Red. I found this movie to be quite boring. Some people like it because it has a supernatural aspect to it, but I don't know, just didn't thrill me. Nutbag. Oh my gosh, Nick Palumbo's piece of crap garbage. Now, after seeing this, would you give Nick Palumbo $1 million or more to make a movie? I've made better movies on film than this. I don't know why anybody would offer Nick Palumbo money after watching this, and anybody who sees this movie would agree with me. I would hope you agree with me. It's just an atrocious movie. I did not buy this movie on its own. I bought a special edition of Murder Set Pieces, and this came with it. It was kind of like a lot. It was this and Murder Set Pieces, so I kind of got this kind of for free. Killing Spree. There's a bunch of special features on here. I believe it was re-released on DVD. Erotic Nights of the Living Dead. There's an explicit version of this, and then there's a softcore version of this, and of course I have the explicit uncut version.